Kia ora, Chrissy back again, and we're going to get into the next episode of The X-Files.
Like, comment, and subscribe, please.
So last time we had Fire, we followed a pyrokinetic who was on a killing spree, and it was Mark Sheppard, and he was a very, very young Mark Sheppard, very handsome Mark Sheppard. It was actually pretty good. And Mulder also got to kind of face his fears with Fire after his friend's house burned down, right? Yeah, and we also met someone that he had been kind of involved with from England, and it didn't work out, but I don't think anyone was really that surprised, considering how Mulder kind of acted towards her. But yeah, we're going to get into the next episode. If you'd like the full-length reaction to this episode as well as others in the series and other shows, then you can go to my Patreon. The link will be down in the description box below. Otherwise, let's get into it.
Are you going to leave this up all year?
That's a face I recognise.
All year. Since you always made us take the Christmas tree down the day
Oh,
after Christmas.
Dad, is it?
Up for lost time. No, sorry, Mom, I got that.
Oh, okay.
That's her mum.
Well, thank you for having us. Dinner was delicious as usual.
Thanks, Mom. Good sailing, Ahab.
Okay, so what, he's a Marine or something? Are they? No, Navy. I'm so sorry.
Hey, Daddy.
And all you'll spend for this entire package is just $39.92.
I feel those guys' pain. Oh no.
Dad?
I've seen this trope before. Dad's
You
dead.
guys left.
Is it? It's the phone call.
Mom? What's the matter?
We lost your dad. He had a massive coronary about an hour ago. He's gone.
I've heard of this kind of story before. Those are some sexy noises. Oh, I really can't stand the sound of kissing, especially on TV. Don't mind making the noises, but I can't stand listening to other people doing it. Ugh.
Oh, man. Busted.
What, you're just making out?
Out of the vehicle, please.
Oh, I wouldn't.
Let's see some ID.
No,
not
dress.
until I see yours.
Oh. All the kids wanted to do was make out a little. Did she say
Last time
anything?
you were that engrossed, it turned out you were reading the adult video news.
I didn't think you'd be
Busted.
here today. How are you, Dana?
Dana! That's a first?
Elizabeth Hawley and James Summers, both 19. Last year, another couple was kidnapped to the day, except that abduction occurred at Duke University. No arrests were ever made. Police believed it to be a one-time offender, but now it appears to be a serial incident. If he holds true to form, we have 5 days to find those kids.
Does 2 incidents make it serial?
In 1 week, Luther Lee Boggs will take a seat in the North Carolina gas chamber.
How is he related?
He described Hawley's bracelet down to the last detail.
Oh, I can see where this is going to go.
He claims to have obtained this information through psychic.
She's going to want to contact her dad.
Mulder, do I detect a hint of skepticism?
Perhaps
What?
in the chamber. My profile helped send him there. He was actually strapped to the chair before receiving an executive stay. He claims that this experience activated in him the ability to channel spirits and demons. I believe
Look at him.
in psychic ability without a doubt, but not in this case.
So you believe that Boggs is orchestrating the kidnapping from the inside? A scam to save his life?
Possible.
At the age of 6, Luther Boggs slaughtered every pet animal in his housing project.
Yeah, he's psycho.
He strangled 5 family members over Thanksgiving dinner and then sat down to watch the 4th quarter of the Detroit-Green Bay game. Boggs kills because he likes it.
And they've requested you speak with them.
Actually, he's requested to speak to me. He read my profile on him and he feels like I'm the only one who truly understands what he is.
So, does he have access to like newspapers and things like that?
The funeral's at noon.
I'm sorry about your father.
Oh. Yeah, does he have access to like newspapers and that in jail? Because this is him, isn't it? Visionary Encounters of the Dead. She wants to, but she also doesn't want to.
I know that you and Dad were disappointed that I chose the path I'm on instead of medicine.
Oh, okay.
But I need to know. Was he at all proud of me?
Fuck, Scully. Sometimes you just need to hear it.
All souls are connected.
And you're the conduit?
Oh, God.
Please understand that from here we can return to the past. We can see the present. We can know the future.
Where exactly are you?
It's very unsettling.
Mr. Boggs must be made redemptive.
Don't get me wrong, Luther. I want to believe.
Uncomfortable.
Stop. Pain. Pain, terrible pain. He's tied with twine. Packing twine.
Very performative.
Warehouse condemned. An angel of a stone waterfall. Not a waterfall. Not water. Oh, God. I gotta go.
Now, was that bit of cloth actually...
I tore this off my New York Knicks t-shirt. It has nothing to do with the crime.
I've like read and seen a lot of debunkings on like psychics and things like that, and how easily people can be fooled by psychics. The whole cold reading thing, hot readings. You know, I am super skeptical about any psychic. I don't care whether they've got the hugest bloody TV show. I honestly think it is all bullshit, and what they do to people and families. Oh, but you know, even if it's fake, at least it's giving them the closure. It's giving them fakeness. You're lying to them, and lying to people can never be okay, especially about something like that. I just think it's awful to do to people and then to exploit them for fucking TV. Sickening. So sickening. Yeah. And I was like, the way that he was, don't get me wrong, very, very good at that whole, you know, performance that he put on. But I knew there was going to be something, because this is Mulder we're talking about. Yeah, he's going to want to test him. Yeah, I knew I knew something was going to fuck up. However, I still think there is going to be something that Scully is going to want to believe in, because when she was speaking to her mum and said to well, was he at least proud of me? She didn't get an answer. The only answer she got was, he was your dad, which, I mean, it sounds nice, but it's not really an answer. Why is it so hard to say, of course he was proud of you, he was your dad? But she didn't say that. So perhaps maybe it's going to be something that sticks in her mind, and it's going to kind of drive her to want to communicate with her dad. And, you know, she's kind of found someone that could possibly do that. You know, her grief and that could cloud. Oh my God, I'm just going to like explain this whole episode before we're even halfway through. Her grief could like possibly be clouding her judgment, and she'll want to go forward with this guy no matter what. And it's going to almost seem to her like he's telling the truth, but it's not. I don't think it's going to work out at the end. However, there is always that possibility that he is like that. Something at the end will make you think about whether he really was. So let's just get back to it. I'm so sorry. Like, just to go on a rant, you know, fucking 15 minutes into the episode. Okay.
Somewhere
This is it. This is what's gonna like
beyond the sea, somewhere.
the song that was playing.
Me.
And then the question. I mean, this is her subconscious doing this.
Did you get my message, Starbuck?
I knew it.
Where beyond the shore, we'll kiss just as before. Happy we'll be.
Is whoever helping him bringing in news from the outside? He's heard about Fox because of the last thing that he did against him, wanting to investigate his partner, and that's how we got the information.
An angel stone.
Yeah, so what? It's just I'm still super skeptical. What made her turn down that particular alley? I'm sure there were other alleys around. Oh, gotta get out of my own head. Oh. Coat hanger. Because I'm so skeptical about it, I'm trying to pick it apart all in my mind.
Did Boggs confess?
No, it was 5 hours of Boggs' channeling. After 3 hours, I asked him to summon up the soul of Jimi Hendrix and request it all along the watchtower.
Good song.
I lied to the police about how I found the warehouse. It was where Boggs said it would be.
Scully, I told you about Boggs.
I didn't go looking for it. I came across an area that had landmarks he spoke of.
That doesn't matter. That's exactly what Boggs wanted. He could have been setting you up. You could be dead right now.
Yep. See how angry he is? I'm with you, Mulder.
I thought that you'd be pleased that I'd opened myself to extreme possibilities.
Why now? After all we've seen, why Boggs?
Come on, you might as well be honest.
Does this have to do with your father?
Dana.
If being on the job now makes you feel guilty or uncomfortable, or uneasy, I think you should back away. Because if it's clouding your judgment, you're putting yourself in danger.
I love this job.
You love your father.
Oh, Scully, have a cry. Come on.
As for Luther Boggs, he's the greatest of lies. I know he's working with someone on the outside, and they planted that evidence.
I think so.
Scully, take a look at this.
That's incredible.
Huh.
They found them?
That's exactly what I want Boggs to think.
So we can get the papers.
The Carolinian made this one up just for us. Only 6 people know about it. Hopefully he'll call his accomplice to find out what happened.
So he does get the newspaper, so that makes things a little bit more plausible that he's learned about Scully, if her dad's died. I mean, he knows they've been recorded, so he won't let himself. Oh, mind you, I guess they have to keep them private, you know, for privacy's sake. Oh, that's him. Ah, cheeky.
Mulder.
How come you don't believe me? Agent Scully does. She believes me.
Mulder, even if he is setting us up, we have to follow because in 3 days,
Liz Hawley and Jim Summers will be dead.
and then a day later, our only connection to the case will be pulling up a chair at the gas chamber.
Can we not see or hear that? Because it sounds like he's fucking jacking off, all right?
Kidnappers are aroused by the prospect of becoming a killer.
I wasn't far off.
His eyes cold, very cold, staring at Elizabeth. God, he's got the wire. Please. No.
Not believing it.
Holding back his stunts and killings.
Until when?
Waiting. This is a small boathouse on Lake Jordan.
You got that?
Now that was very specific.
Don't go near the White Cross. We see you down, and your blood spills on the White Cross.
Okay.
Sweep the docks!
Look out for a white cross.
Federal agent!
Mulder!
He's wearing a vest, at least.
Officer down!
Go on, where is it? Oh. I mean, fuck, come on, man. Come on. Okay, look, I'll admit, that is pretty, like, that's not something that you can guess, that he's going to get shot and his blood's going to spray over the beams that are crisscross like that. Okay, I admit that that's not, that would be hard to fake would happen. Still, skeptical.
Lucas Jackson Henry, 28. Did some time at Angola, Louisiana for sexual assault, narcotics, nothing big really.
Sexual assault, nothing big.
Was killed and his mother was decapitated.
Oh my god.
The 7-year anniversary of that accident.
Ah, that's why.
That would explain the deadline.
There's substantial suspicion that Luther Lee Boggs' last 5 murders were committed with a partner. Now, the police up in Durham say they could never prove it in court, but they know that partner was Lucas Henry.
So there's still that possibility that they were working together.
This was a trap for Mulder because he helped put you away. Well, I came here to tell you that if he dies, 4 days from now, nobody will stop me from being the one that'll throw the switch and gas you out of this life for good, you son of a bitch!
Dang.
Dana, you're the one that believed me.
No! No, I do not believe you!
You don't believe me? Maybe you believe yourself.
fucking playing mind games with her.
There was that one time when I was 14 and my parents had gone to bed and I snuck downstairs all alone.
He's definitely done his research, I reckon.
Cigarettes and went out onto the porch in the dark.
Done that.
But I was so excited. Not because of the cigarette, I mean, it was gross, but...
Menthol. Ugh. Very good.
It could be a moment from any kid's life.
I know what you want, and I know who you want to talk to.
Oh, Scully, come on.
I'll believe you. If you let me talk to him.
Can't begrudge her grief. But this is, you know, what pisses me off about these fucking fake psychics.
Starbuck.
And also, wouldn't you wonder to yourself, pause that so I don't miss anything. Also, like, especially for someone like Scully, who I understand is going through some very traumatic things right now, you know, because of her father. But wouldn't you wonder to yourself, why would your dad, your father's spirit, come through someone like this? Why would they do that? Someone who is who's almost on the fucking in the gas chambers, who has slaughtered people for fun and like killed animals, you know. Why would your dad, someone who was, you know, I'm sure probably, well, was he was a captain, right? A very decorated man, I am assuming, come through a monster. You know, this is what I hate about fucking psychics, like I said. I still think, though, I still think he is pulling one over on Scully. I just haven't figured it out how yet, though. It does have to do with his partner, though. I'm sure of it.
Nobody talks to him.
There we go. He wants the deal.
Don't underestimate my fear of dying, and don't downplay my terror going back to that chair.
Mm-hmm.
My hell's gonna be to going back to that chair over and over again for all the time. But in this life, my one and only life, I don't ever want to go back again, ever.
God, he is good, though.
My family, who I killed after their last meal, was right there to watch me over mine.
Good.
And their horror that I made them feel when I killed them was injected into me, and their collective fear alone was just one taste of hell. And I saw thousands of souls rushing into my body. It is a cold, dark place, Scully.
It may be a cold, dark place for you, but it's not for Mulder, and it's not for my father.
You go ahead and play it like you need to, but I know you believe me. I die. That boy goes to that cold, dark place.
He's very good. Like I said, he's very good, but and he knows exactly how to kind of try and bait Scully in.
We're running out of time. There's still no sign of Lucas Henry or Jim Summers.
No matter what, don't believe him. Boggs created this whole charade to get back at me for putting him on death row.
But what if there's another explanation?
Don't deal with him. He could be trying to claim you as his last victim.
That is also true. What a way to go out, you know, taking an FBI agent.
All right, Mr. Boggs. You got your deal.
you, ma'am.
All right, where are they?
See, like, circles. On a bigger, like,
Kegs.
huge
Oh, vats.
vats.
Brewery of some kind.
Old Blue Devil Brewery out
Brewery.
by Morrisville.
Again, very specific.
Luther, if you really were psychic,
I'd have known you lied. That there never was a deal. I know you tried. Scully, avoid the devil. Don't follow Henry to the devil. Leave that to me.
Mm-hmm. And then there are like little things like that. They don't make me believe him, but I don't know.
Drop your weapon.
Fucking do the world a favor and put one right through his fucking... No! Between his eyes. Oh. Scully sent him to be knocked out. Good move, Scully. There's the devil. See, yeah, like I said, then there are things like that, and the White Cross. They don't make me believe, but you know, like he could have known this place.
You come and say goodbye.
Why bother?
I believe that if you had orchestrated this kidnapping, Lucas Henry would have been aware of the danger you warned me about. He never would have crossed that bridge.
Maybe he didn't tell him about it. You know, he doesn't care. He doesn't care about that guy, Lucas.
You come for some unfinished business.
Oh, Scully, don't fucking believe this charlatan.
Not now. You be there tonight, my witness. When they got me in that chair and they opened up that shield. You get your message.
God. I was gonna say, let's give the man a fucking steak, but it's like, no. He slaughtered his whole family. I feel sorry for you that you keep seeing them. Fucking, mind you, I'm not really like huge on the death penalty. So he wasn't lying. He really did see all this shit. Good. Let that be your fucking hell.
Our Father, in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done.
It's not there.
Forgive us our trespasses, as we forgive those that trespass against us. For thine is the kingdom, the power, and the glory.
Oh. Is that how it's done? Okay.
If he knew that I was your partner, he could have found out everything he knew about me. If he knew that my father had...
Dana, after all you've seen, why can't you believe?
I'm afraid. I'm afraid to believe.
Even if it meant never knowing what your father wanted to tell you.
But I do know.
How?
He was your dad.
He was my father.
Oh. Really, really good episode. I could see how this episode could probably be quite contentious for certain people, like just and as much as I've like shit on the idea of psychics, mediums, all that kind of stuff, I am heavily skeptical about that that kind of thing, because all the ones that I've ever bloody heard of or seen have been nothing but fucking charlatans. And you know, I don't think it's available now, but the Randy James, you know, if you can prove your abilities, then you get the $1 million. Like I said, I don't think it's available anymore, but the amount of people that didn't do it, oh, but I don't need $1 million. Really? You don't need $1 million? You don't need $1 million? You don't want to at least take that $1 million and give it to charity? To some of these families that have, I don't know, that desperately need it? You don't want to do that either? Oh, well, you know, we don't need to prove ourselves. Okay, that's fine. No, you don't need to prove yourselves to these people, but then don't fucking ask them for money. Don't fucking film them, you know, exploit them and their grief. Oh, it fucking frustrates me. I hate it. And of course the other side of it is, which, you know, we won't really go too deep into, is the death penalty. I know we don't have that here in Australia. I don't know a lot of places in the world that do actually have the death penalty. Does the USA still have the death penalty in some states? They do, because I'm pretty sure I still every now and then hear about people being on death row, right? Yeah, I'm pretty sure they still have it over there. I've never really given it a huge amount of thought, like really delved too deep into it, but I'm not a huge fan of the death penalty, only because it's too easy to convict an innocent person to death. So yeah, I am not for the death penalty, which is hard to say when you have people like this fictional character here that went on wholesale slaughter with all the animals in his neighborhood and then slaughtered his family, went all these years and just killed so many people. You know, that's hard to say to someone, you know, about someone like that they don't deserve death. Staying in jail, again, that's got its own, you know, its own kind of drawbacks with, you know, draining the system and all that kind of stuff. So yeah, the whole psychic thing and the whole death penalty thing, I think two pretty contentious subjects in this episode. So leaving aside the death penalty, because to be honest, I don't really want to touch that with a 10-foot pole. Psychics though, you know, I will. Now, at the end when Mulder was saying to, you know, after everything that you're seeing and after everything that you've witnessed, why don't you want to believe? And like, when I really think about it, the only two things that I can say that she's probably suspicious about, or that at least I would be suspicious about, is the white cross, the blood on the white cross, and the devil, don't follow the devil, you know, fall to hell, blah 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 blah. That one though, like she said, you know, if they'd been working together, then he would never have fallen into that trap. But again, who's to say that he would have told him about that bridge? You know, he clearly has shown that he doesn't give two shits about other people. And if he can use this person, this Lucas, was his name, right, to do his dirty work while he's in jail and to come up with a way to either stiff Mulder over or his new target being Scully, then, you know, wouldn't it be a perfect opportunity for him to also use Lucas in this way? You know, by not telling him about this possible pitfall in the hideout, and, you know, using his death as a convenient evidence. That, and then the white cross with the blood splatter over it. To me, that's probably a little bit more hard to kind of like fake, because, you know, blood splatter and all that kind of stuff. There was, you know, that blood splatter could have gone any which way. but it happened to splatter over these beams that were shaped in a cross, and it did resemble, what Boggs had said. That's probably the only thing that I am unsure about in this whole episode. Everything else, this is what I was kind of leaning towards with Scully and how Boggs knew about her. Now, Scully's father was a captain. His death, even though it wasn't he wasn't given the Arlington treatment, which he probably was, or which he was entitled to, but Mum said that this is what he wanted. He wanted it this way instead. His death still would have gotten some recognition in the paper, I imagine, if not like an article, even no matter how small, an obituary. Now, that would have, to me, that would have been, if it was an obituary, survived by blah, 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 blah. If Boggs was, as familiar with Mulder as, we believed, or he believed because of the situation that he was put in because of Mulder, he would have known that Scully was his partner. And if he saw this, article or this obituary, saw that the father had died, asked his buddy to look into him, maybe get him some information, share it with him, and that's kind of how he knew, probably more than what he was letting on. From what we did see though of Luce, he didn't really seem that coherent outside of just being a fucking murder hobo. But we don't know. He could have gathered information on Scully pretty easily, and somehow through the phone calls, handed that off to Boggs. Not saying that that's what he did, but it's possible that that's how he did it. And if in the obituary the nickname was brought up, or in any of the research, the nickname, Starbug or something like that. All of that could have been brought up, and that was how, and with his performance, which really sold it, but because I was already so skeptical going into it, it just didn't land with me. You can see how someone who was in a state of just grief that Scully was in, not knowing if her father was proud of her, not knowing what his last words were when he was, or if they even mattered, when she saw the vision, because yes, she's so grief-stricken that and so traumatized by this death that her brain is kind of a bit messed up at the moment, and she's seeing things, and people do that. Your guard is down, and you want to believe things. You want to believe things that you normally wouldn't, and you're more susceptible to it because you're in a weakened state, if you know what I mean. So I don't begrudge her at all for kind of going down that path, but she kind of came to it at the end, and she's saying that she was scared to know the truth. I mean, I get that. I guess in a way, this episode kind of leaves you open, like when he was walking back down the what do they call it, the Green Mile? At least in the movie they called it the Green Mile. And he again was seeing all of his victims. He clearly has his own fucking demons, that he's seeing. I don't think they are like actual manifestations of spirits in that hallway. I just think his mind is fucking with him because he knows he's going to die. These are the people that he killed to put him where he is, and he's got to wallow in that shit before he gets put out of his misery. It kind of goes to the same thing with Dana seeing visions of like her dad and Mulder, and that the guilt maybe, and the trauma is just kind of it sneaks up on her every now and then, and I don't think it's anything that needs to be too analysed. as far as, you know, her brain that is in grief is trying to, you know, soften things for her. Who knows? That's my diagnosis. Fuck like I know shit. Yeah, but this is a really good episode. The guy that played Boggs, really, really good. Very uncomfortable to watch, him doing his performances. But that's, you know, what made him such a good character in this episode. I really loved it. So yeah, we're going to leave it there for today. Thank you for joining with me. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And we'll see you next time for more of the X-Files. So yeah.
Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. We'll see you next time.